they got you thinking that these organs and chakras are more important. So they got you thinking that these are the seat of your soul because there's so many allegories that they got you lost in the light and following Lucifer or electromagnetisms, right? So all they got to do is make you believe that your spirit is an image, a mind, a concept, right? And then all they have to do is remix that concept and make it believable based upon putting fear in it and making it. And all they have to do is put some, before it was called fear, it was trickery, aka in the spirit world, and how it played out in the early stages of the physical world is, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know what a brick is. All I got to do is make you think this brick is important. All I got to do is make you believe this brick came from God, or this brick do something from the yellow brick road or some things of that nature. And then for the most part, you will get lost. And then all I got to do is take that brick away from you and give you some obligations on what it takes to get that brick again. And then that's when you will get lost into circumstances, how the people get you. And then even get into the allegory of the yellow brick road. If people don't even know what, we're off to see the wizard, we are the Wizard of Oz. I mean, I know what the yellow brick road mean and shit like that, but it's basically how every movie is a Masonic movie and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Don't over exaggerate. Everything is a Masonic movie telling you how they took over, all the way from the Bible, Zachariah Sitchin, all the way to now, all the way to how they just did it with themselves in a body, and how they did it so you won't do it. So they created manuscripts like books and Bibles and shit like that. So always keep that in mind. So when you talk about the yellow brick road, right? Yellow brick. What is a yellow brick when we start to talk about the shadow government? What is that, right? Bargaining and gaining system. So this was something that they brought over here when they started to exchange things based on gold. So when you travel on the yellow brick road, right, that's a travel to success. So this is a shadow government allegory of Darth and Duck falling in the coins, or the yellow brick road on how they're maintaining success in the government in some way, shape, or form. So it's a whole bunch of remix allegories of George Washington's and shit like that stories. But it's all, or Holy Grails, or Indiana Jones type shit. But it's really like a children's story about, you know, the shadow government following the gold, right? And the gold is leading them to the Wizard of Oz, Ball, you know what I'm saying? AKA the tourist season where it's green and things of that nature. And spring is most fruitful in the middle of the fixated portion of spring. That's why Masons worship the fixated portions of the constellations the most. But for the most part, like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, that's the fixated portions of the constellations. You know what I'm saying? If you're a religious theologian and you don't know that, stop trying to teach people. You the blind leading the blind. But for the most part, they utilize Taurus and things of that nature because that's the part of time that things is most fruitful. And you can utilize and chop down trees and things of that nature in a more sufficient manner. Now, for the most part, here's the thing, right? Now, when they was finding the gold, right, the gold is in the east based upon where the first body of water is coming up from. So when you take that gold and minerals and things of that nature and create technology to expand it and follow the star to the aka the gold star, aka the gold allegory within the Bible and within the occult text, your gold is your charismatic gifts, your persona. And you can make emerald tablets when you create your soul, when you mix your solar plexus with your thought, with your Tahuti, aka with your universal thinking concept. Your universe, so your ability to think about your individuality, that's you blend in yellow with your thinking aspect, and you could create an emerald tablet and things of that nature, or a green shining type of tablet within you and shit like that, which we all be creating flaunty ass books and shit like that within us that we don't have no business doing. So your manuscript and your programs be fucked up. But oh shit. But they tell you that following the yellow brick road is how they're leading to success and things of that nature. So keep that in mind also. And then when they met the Wizard of Oz, right? That's the Oz is basically like who's ever ruling at the moment, as far as creating an allegory to make the gold important. And that's when you get initiated and shit like that. So Alice was initiated, and Alice was she went long from Dorothy. That was her name, Dorothy. Dorothy, she went long from her land. You know what I'm saying? So she was following a witch. A witch is an allegory to your manipulative emotions. So keep that in mind also. So anytime somebody being a witch, they being a bitch. So think about when somebody being a bitch. They're utilizing some emotional state that they are in to make you logically, aka think about something. Use your man. Make your man fall. As a male or female, we all have masculine and feminine masculine, feminine, men and women, thoughts and feelings, natures. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times a witch is a person that puts you on a guilt trip to make your logic fall. and to make you justify something that it doesn't need to justify and muggy the waters, make your judgment cloudy. You know what I'm saying? So your judgment ain't a clear blue sky day within your esoteric weathering system. Your judgment is getting ready like a thunderstorm and things of that nature. So you have someone else helping your weather system. So they're jumping in and sharing their world, and their world is toxic and chaotic. So they're creating two temperatures, right, with your temperature and their temperature that don't match. So it creates a hurricane for y'all in the fourth and the sixth dimension, and the 1, 2, and third dimension, a toxic ass scenario. You know what I'm saying? So you got to peak motherfucking game too when it comes into this world. Sometimes people don't mean it. They can be the nicest person in the world that really don't have anything to do with it and things of that nature when it comes into protecting what you got going on. And when it comes into your spiritual travels and shit like that, when you're trying to, you know, I hate to use the terms like a sin and shit like that, because it really ain't got nothing to do with that. It is really maintaining your position as a spirit and, you know, take a responsibility for the things that you are willing into your space to become a spirit with experiences. Because once upon a time, you was a spirit that lacked experiences. So you was non-existent. You was unconscious. You didn't exist. So the moment you created an experience, you became aware for the first time. So now you have a halo. Now you have a form. Now you have an awareness. Now you have a first tranquil transition to create a mind out of that awareness. Teamwork makes the dream work. And now once you start that accumulation and that spring ball, snowball effect and things of that nature, it's hard for you to reach a space of not being aware again. So you can only create forms of not awareness. And once you're in a form, it play out as the ritual of witchcraft as you being stupid or retarded or some shit like that, because you know you became initiated, but the life you became initiated in, you lack awareness in it. You lack know-how. You lack intellect. You lack ability. You lack intuition. So for the most part, this is what makes you a dice-out spirit in this realm of reality also. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But yeah.